Hey everybody, welcome to In the Red Zone. I'm Mike, and I'm here to give you my reaction to TCU upsetting Oklahoma State in Stillwater today, 44-31. This game, I picked Oklahoma State to win, but I'm not surprised that TCU won. And TCU is better than I've been giving them credit for all year. But what this boils down to is the same thing that I said in if you go back a few weeks ago when we made our season predictions before the first week. I said I didn't buy into Oklahoma State, and I still don't. And the reason is today was the very first time that Oklahoma State has played anybody. That's just reality. They haven't played anybody. Pitt is nowhere near what they were last year, so this was their first chance to see them against good competition, and frankly, it was exactly what I expected. I said after the Tulsa game, Oklahoma State does not have a defense. Their defense is not very good. I mean, they're not very good at stopping the run, stopping the pass. They give up a lot of points. And I said at some point, Oklahoma State was going to run into somebody who, they still scored 31 points, but I said they were going to run into somebody where their offense might not be that high caliber, they might not get to 40 points, and their defense is going to have to make some stops. And what happened? They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it against TCU. Now, hats off to TCU. Their defense played incredible. They were very tight. Their corners and their safeties very tight. They were up man-to-man. They were basically forcing Mason Rudolph to move around the pocket and try to wait for guys to come open. And then their guys up front were able to get pressure on him. He turned the ball over. And really, what it boiled down to was Oklahoma State's defense couldn't get a stop. They just couldn't get a stop. And TCU, Kenny Hill looked great. Right now, I would say, if I had to make a prediction right now, obviously Oklahoma is at the top of the Big 12. But like I said in my preseason predictions, I did not expect Oklahoma State to be there playing in the Big 12 championship game, and I still don't believe that's going to happen. They still have to play Oklahoma. They still have to play West Virginia. They still have to play Kansas State. All those teams have a decent defense. West Virginia's maybe not as good, but West Virginia's defense is definitely better than Oklahoma State's at this point. So we'll see. I think Mason Rudolph has not completely taken himself out of the Heisman running, but I'd say he's slipped to the back of the pack right now. At this point right now, I think Saquon Barkley for Penn State and then Baker Mayfield at OU would be number one, number two in my opinion. After that, you got the kid from USC, Sam Darnold. He's up there too. But I think right now Mason Rudolph is was kind of the leader coming in this week, and I think he took himself out of it. So for Oklahoma State, they got to regroup. I think they have Texas Tech next week at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is going to score a lot of points. Probably the only thing that Oklahoma State, some comfort they can take in, is if there's any defense in the Big 12 worse than Oklahoma State, it's probably Texas Tech. So so I would probably say that I'm leaning towards picking Oklahoma State in that game, but again, it's a heartbreaking loss if you're an Oklahoma State fan, but you had to see it coming. I mean, there's no way all the preseason hype, there's no way this team was a college football playoff team or caliber team, and it was an outside shot that they were going to make it to a Big 12 championship game. We're, 4 weeks into this? So week 5 next week, we'll just see what happens. But that's my reaction to Oklahoma State dropping the game at home in Stillwater to TCU 44-31.